They say some places remember, not with eyes or ears, but with wood and plaster and old copper wiring. The Holloway House remembered everything. And what it remembered most was the winter of 1987. I'm Daniel Reeves. 3 months ago, I was just a freelance web designer from Portland who wanted a fixer-upper. Today, I sleep with all the lights on, and I haven't spoken to my wife in 6 weeks. This is the story of how a house ate my life, one sound at a time. The listing said historic property, needs TLC. In real estate code, that means almost condemned. But the price was a joke. $120,000 for a 3-story Victorian on half an acre in upstate New York. Rural Ulster County. Trees everywhere. No neighbors for half a mile. My wife Lisa thought I was crazy. It's too cheap, Dan. There's a reason. But I saw the exposed brick, the original oak staircase, the clawfoot tub. I saw dollars. Flip it for $400K in a year. Easy. The realtor, a twitchy woman named Mrs. Albright, handed me the keys with a look I didn't understand back then. She said, "Just don't go in the basement after midnight. And if you hear a little girl singing, pretend you don't." I laughed. She didn't. First week was normal. Ripped out moldy carpets, tore down floral wallpaper. I worked from sunrise to sunset. The house was quiet. Too quiet, actually. No birds sang near the property. The dogs from the nearest farm never came close. Then came the first night I stayed over. It was 1:47 a.m. I remember because my phone was on the nightstand. I'd fallen asleep on an air mattress in the master bedroom. The power was still off, so the only light came from a battery lantern. Click. A sound like a child's music box. Just one note. Then silence. I sat up. The air was freezing. My breath fogged. But the thermostat on the wall read 68 degrees. Then I heard it. Soft, shuffling footsteps. Bare feet on hardwood. Coming from the hallway. Not random. Rhythmic. Like a small person pacing back and forth. I grabbed a hammer. Eased the door open. The hallway was empty. But at the far end, near the staircase, I saw a shadow. It wasn't cast by anything. It was just a darker patch of dark, shaped like a girl, maybe 7 years old, shoulder-length hair, and she was humming. I didn't call out. I just watched. The shadow turned its head. Even without eyes, I felt it looking at me. Then it whispered one word. Play? I slammed the door, packed my tools into the truck, and drove to a motel. Didn't sleep a wink. Next morning, I went to the local library. Thelma, the librarian, was a round woman with cat glasses who smelled like lavender. When I said Holloway House, her face went pale. "You bought that?" she whispered. "Oh, honey, no one stays there more than a month." She pulled a microfilm reel. Local paper, February 14th, 1987. Fire at Holloway residence. 1 child missing. The article was short. The Holloway family, mother, father, 2 daughters, had a fire in the basement furnace. The parents and the older girl got out, but the youngest, Emily, age 6, was never found. They assumed she ran into the woods. Thelma shook her head. Except, Mr. Reeves, a hunter found her snow boots 2 weeks later, on the 3rd floor, in a room that had no windows. And the boots were clean. Not a speck of ash or snow. I thanked her and left.
But something she said kept nagging me. She still sings, especially when someone tries to fix the house. I called Thelma. She knew a medium, an old woman named Agnes who lived in the next town over. Agnes came to the house. She brought salt and sage and a small bell. We went to the basement. Agnes lit a candle. She spoke softly, like to a frightened animal. "Emily, you don't have to stay. Your father is gone. He can't hurt you anymore." The temperature dropped. The little girl's shadow appeared on the wall. But this time, she wasn't crying. She just pointed at the floor. Agnes nodded. She wants her bones buried in the garden, under the oak tree, with her doll. We did it that night. I dug a small grave. Agnes said a prayer. As the sun rose, I heard one last thing, a soft giggle, then nothing. The house has been quiet ever since. I finished the renovations, sold it to a young couple from Brooklyn. I didn't tell them anything. But sometimes, when I drive past on the highway, I see a small shadow in the attic window, waving. I wave back.